for the one time. It's the family bloodline. Well, welcome back, family.
Good people, good people, good people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TGI Friday once again.
Once again.
It's
Shout out,
time running.
yeah, shout out to ECAS, the producer in association with Manny Lugo.
Hey, money.
Appreciate it. Much appreciate you, bro.
Yeah. Absolutely rounds of applause. Killed the theme song. Killed it. Absolutely. So, yeah. There it is. So, let's get it started. What's been up with you, Dirt? Wanda? How's y'all's weeks been?
We're back to school, you know what I'm saying? Getting the kids acclimated, you know what I'm saying? Making sure they on their bedtime, you know what I'm saying? Waking them up in the morning, you know, getting them all back into their little routine of how school finna be, how the routine really finna be. It's gonna be a rude awakening for a lot of kids, you know, especially mine with these kindergartners, you know what I'm saying? The eighth grade, 7th and 8th grade, they used to it, but the kindergartners, the twins, rude awakening, but I'm ready for it.
When did they go today at all?
They start Monday, but like I
Okay.
say, all this week been filled with that. You know what I'm saying? Teaching them not to pull the pants all the way down when they go to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Like you do that at home, son. You can't pull your pants all the way down when you pee. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh
teaching,
no.
right? Teaching
Oh
them certain stuff.
no.
Teaching them
We
certain
gonna let
stuff.
them babies pee with freedom.
I mean, when you at home, I told him he can get naked, he can do whatever you want to do. But when he go to school and out in public, you can't pull your pants all the way down past your butt. So you gotta, you know what I'm saying? It's an etiquette to it. You know what
You
I'm
gotta
saying? So,
maintain some decorum about yourself.
right, it's an
Oh
etiquette
my
to it.
God. So
Can't be
when you
Mr.
go in the
Cheeks.
man's bathroom and y'all in the urinal and the dude in there when he got his pants all the way down his ankles, that's a
He better not.
violation.
All you
It's
do is
oh,
shake your head like, oh man, this
That's a
dude's violating.
violation.
nah, I'm that guy. I
Oh
be
my
like, bruh, loud as hell, bruh. Why, man? Come on, man. But yeah, you know, just teaching them the little do's and don'ts, you know what I'm saying? So they don't get talked about, they don't have no altercation on the first day, you
Right.
know what I'm saying? Just trying to make it smooth as possible for them, you know.
Can't
So
let the pants fall down to the ankles. That's a total violation.
mhm. Right. So you
that
know,
is
that's why
hilarious.
a couple of school drop offs, you know what I'm saying, taking the supplies, whatnot, you know, and meet and greets and all that good stuff, you know, just boom, and they've been having a good time for it. I actually got both of them to be on board. First, it was just Titus that was on board with going to school. Tobias was like, "No, dude, I'm staying home with grandma." So,
I don't blame him. I
so
don't blame him.
that's been my week.
Once you start, it's a long, long ride.
Yeah, buddy.
A long ride. I vaguely remember kindergarten. My parents was having issues, man. So I went to 2 different kindergartens in the same year. It was so confusing.
Mhm.
didn't know how to adapt. I was scared. I was like, one moment I'm at in a kindergarten in a school called Zitzman out in Pacific. Next thing I know, I'm waking up. I'm in South St. Louis and kindergarten's over and hitting Shenandoah, and then I'm back at Zitzman, and it's like somebody got to get control of my life. I don't know how to do this. This is all types of adult shit. Y'all need to help me out.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
I went to city schools from K through third grade, and then I started DSEG my fourth grade year. So like I say, it's gonna be different for them. You know what I'm saying? Starting out kindergarten, having to take that bus ride. I took that first bus ride out there in fourth grade. Them going out there in kindergarten is gonna be because they already
So do they
man.
go full day at their kindergarten?
Yes, it's for a day. Yeah,
Okay.
like they schedule pretty much gonna be like 9 to 4. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Mm,
Yeah, they be home.
long day.
They be getting out there.
It's gonna
You
be
know,
time to
they getting
eat
dropped
dinner
off
when
at
they get
3 o'clock.
home.
Right. So yeah,
Oh,
that's pretty much it.
I went to Oak Hill too, Maya, for a quick second.
I went to Oak Hill too. You know what I'm saying? That was
I
my
went to Oak
pre-K first
Hill.
grade era, and then I went to Sherman for second and third grade
Oh
before
hell, yeah, Sherman.
Did I go to Sherman? I did go to Sherman.
that
I
was one
forgot
thing
about
with our parents. We all pretty much all went to the
Stayed
same
together. We did.
system. Yeah, we all.
What up, Mike?
MC.
Man, let me get
Yeah.
on the comments, man.
We
I'm
went
all
to
behind.
yep. We
So
went to
what?
Sherman. That's when you walked me home and you let me get hit by that car, ain't it?
Oh
Man, I remember
no!
her running out, you know what I'm saying, running out, being
Oh
disobedient.
no!
That's what she wasn't listening, cuz she ran away,
Bruh,
snatched away from
never
my
am I just
hand.
gonna run off. I am not the disobedient child. Let's get
So how
that
you the only
straight.
one to get hit? I said,
No.
go.
Huh?
How you the only one to get hit? I said, go.
How am I the only one get hit? You
Right
quicker
now,
than
yeah,
me.
what I say to initiate that? I said, go. Go ahead, Wanda.
I don't remember.
Go
I don't
go go
remember.
go test the
Because
streets and make sure
I got the living daylights knocked out of me that day. So I don't remember much.
She saying,
ain't no cars coming.
right.
Go ahead and hop out
I
there.
know he sent me out there as a buffer. I was a bumper
Take that
to
song,
make
boy.
sure he
Yeah,
didn't
come
get
here.
hit.
She sat out there. She seen Unc come out the door. You know, she like Daddy, and oh my goodness,
It was over with.
you just heard horns blowing, and mind you, y'all just a two-way street. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it sounded like you know what I'm saying, something on the highway. She done
Wow.
tough the road.
Yep,
You
Wow.
got survival skills, cuz you tucked the
I
road. You
do,
know that situation.
bruh.
You hear me?
I jumped right back up and kept on going.
I just knew my daddy was gonna kill me after Unc did. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
Man. So Wanda, how about you? How's your week been?
Y'all know doggone well how my week has been. Don't eat.
I
Well,
mean,
Talk
I
about it a
have
little bit.
had
we heard for you, cuz. We heard for you, man.
You're on the family bloodline. That's what we're here for.
I've
Family
had
bloodline
a
podcast. Air out your grievances
I've
and you.
had a very, very emotional week. My week has been freaking emotional. So, um, Monday and Tuesday was cool. The girls have orientation at their school on Monday, so on Tuesday they had orientation. Yeah, Tuesday they had orientation. So I'm like, I'm in my fields because my baby's about to go to middle school. I'm like, dang, they was literally just in like third grade, bro.
Yep.
So
Big
they finna
mama.
go to sixth grade. Like, I'm like,
Happens overnight.
Yeah.
so I'm already in my feelings. So then I get through Tuesday, and it's Wednesday, 8:15. I'm dropping my husband off at basic training.
Damn.
Well, to get on his bus for basic training. And I
Where'd you
did
drop them off
cool.
at? Did you drop them off
Uh
downtown Meps?
no, it was out by the airport. It's a National Guard
Mm.
center out there that I took
Yeah.
him to.
Okay.
So I held it together because I ain't finna let it. G ain't finna cry in front of my man. So I like held it together. Never is he finna catch me crying. I'm a G. I held it together. I'm gangster. I'm from the South Side. Come on now. So I get in the car. I get all the way home, and the girls get out the car. They just like everything okay. And I go upstairs to my room and I start folding laundry. And I pulled out one of his shirts and I broke down crying. It was a whole freaking mess. I'm like, bro, what is going on?
Yeah.
What is going on? So then I'm folding up my kids' clothes and I'm like, my kids are about to go to middle school. I'm folding up bras and
you just having a whole
I'm like,
your whole universe just got shut down.
Bro, it was I was an emotional mess. So I was like, okay, Luwandi, pull yourself together because you're strong, you a G, you can't be letting this stuff, can't be crying all day. I get in the shower. So I was like, okay, we got to do something today. I got to get out this house. I got to keep moving. I looked at the doggone shower head, bust out crying. I don't know what the shower head had to do with anything.
Want to go outside in the rain.
So I'm crying in the shower. So I'm crying quiet because I don't want my kids to be like, oh, mama soft. No, mama not. Okay.
Shit. Look, hey.
Hey, let them out.
Your husband got pushed out to basic training out at Fort Lost in the Woods, Missouri. All right, look, I was trying to warn y'all.
What you call it? Fort Lost in the Woods.
Fort Lost in the Woods. That's what we call it. Fort Leonard Wood.
So then everybody keep texting me, oh, babe, are you okay? How are you doing? That ain't helping me at all. So I put my phone on Do Not Disturb for a minute so I can get out the house, at least pull myself together for a moment.
Yeah.
To get myself together. So I finally get dressed. I'm like, okay, girls, let's go get your school. Because I took off work for the emotional distress day. I'm like, I'm not going to work today because I was not going to make it at work. So I took off that day from work.
Yeah, it needs some self-help from time to time.
Yeah, I took me an emotional distress day from work. So I'm like, come on, girls, let's go get some things done. Let's go buy shoes. So, and he hadn't left yet, so he still texts me from USO. So I'm having hope, like, oh, but he ain't leaving today. They might let me come pick my baby up.
Oh, he's gonna be leaving.
No, so we texted literally. We texted until 8:30 at night. I'm like, babe, can I come pick you up now? And then you're like, obviously you're not going anywhere. So we on the phone, and all I hear is yo. I'm like, what the hell? He's like, babe, I gotta go. Click. I'm like, oh my! And then I lost it. I lost it.
I'm not trying to laugh at your pain.
We here for you.
Yeah, I was the guy on the opposite end of that receiver at one point in life. I
freaking lost it. So I finally go to sleep, head hurting, chest hurting because I didn't cried and heaved and my bed all lonely. I'm holding his side of the pillow and I'm like, okay, so I finally fall asleep. As soon as I fall asleep, my alarm clock goes off for me to get up for work. Okay, gangster, you finna get up for work. Get up for work. I look at my phone, missed call, voicemail. Lost it again. But I pulled it together at work. I got it together while I was at work, so I was good. I got through that day, and it's been easier ever since. So that's pretty much been my week.
Okay. Well, let me just throw caution to the wind to you and let you know that he's gonna call in another few days, and the game will have begun, and you'll hear a change in his voice.
Y'all want to hear this voicemail that he left me?
Play the voicemail already.
Hold on. Oh shoot! I didn't mean to push that.
He gonna be like, he might end up calling and just being like, "Oh, I wish you could come get me. I hate these people. I hate everybody here. I hate all of them."
Hold on, let me see if I can
Basic
pull up
training
your voice.
is a rough time. It's one hell of an environment
Let me
that,
see.
you know, especially today. And I'm not calling today's generation so much weak, but it's rough.
Oh no, can't hear it. Hold on.
Yeah.
Trying to see if it'll play again.
You might have to put it in your earbuds or something.
Yeah, I have to probably take these out. And then I come, but whatever. Why are they playing? Oh, no. It's coming through my phone. Coming through on the speaker.
Yeah, when I came back.
Oh, wait.
When I came back.
Oh, wait.
Right before Thanksgiving, 1998.
Oh, it ain't working right now, but I let y'all. Y'all heard it earlier, so
That was a good time right there.
Yeah.
Memories. We remember it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, so
yeah, I'm
it's
trying
all good.
Trying to make sure I'm able to make it to his graduation.
I am definitely, keep y'all posted on all of that stuff, all of that jazz.
So keep us posted on the moments he's able to call and write letters or whatever the case may be. And
I definitely will.
Share the journey with us on the Family Bloodcast, Family Bloodline podcast, so we know what to do. Also, send us his address. Send us his address because we'll be able to send him letters and help motivate him. That actually does help when you're in that type of fight and basic training. It's all about survival and trying to get any type of motivation you can latch on to make it through to the next day. So yeah.
Well, he sounded okay today when I talked to him for a few seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sounded okay. So
good. Whatever you do,
he was somewhat mentally prepared because he talked to y'all. He been talking to my uncle and talked to a couple of my other cousins. So a couple family friends. But so I think he was kind of mentally prepared for what's going on, maybe like a little bit. So
all right, that's what's up. Well, I can share my week a little bit later.
But it's just been me, this lemonade and tequila.
It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be okay. Let's get into
liver.
Let's get into our topics. What we got coming up tonight? We're gonna be talking about Swizz Beatz and Timbaland versus Triller.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about Rick Ross
right there.
It's a straight versus. It's a for real versus. We're gonna talk about Rick Ross and his family and their wing stops in Mississippi. And last but not least, we're gonna talk about these pastors. What's going on with these pastors and how we're just gonna talk about the pastors and how they are the building fund. They are the building fund. It ain't the building fund is not the building anymore. It's actually maintaining them. But we'll get into all that a little bit.
I'm gonna take $20 to church. But
yeah, because so I had to pull over my notes here so we can get ready to rock. Let's do it. Let's get into it. Let's start off with Swizz Beatz and Timbaland. Swizz Beatz and Timbaland allegedly suing. It's not really allegedly anymore, but we'll get into that into the particulars in a second. But Swizz Beatz and Timbaland allegedly suing Triller over verses for $28 million. With my Dr. Evil.
Oh, child, that's a lot. That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. Who wants to open this one up?
I'll talk about it. Hold on, let me grab something real quick.
I can.
I have enjoyed. Like I said, I just had a when that's the sum of it though. Pretty much, they suing Triller after they purchased them in like March of 2021 from last year. They they owe them $28 million. It's supposed to be broke down into like 9 million apiece between nine go to Swizz and nine go to Timbo, and then they were supposed to get a meal apiece for the next 10 months, and Triller broke all them. They broke all them agreements. They haven't owned up
Mm.
to anything on their end for its business, why for its payments. I shouldn't say just business. I should say for its payments. That's the biggest thing. They haven't owned up on anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so Timbaland and Swizz need to repossess their verses because that's what happens when you don't pay your bill, right? Your stuff get repossessed.
That's
I mean, but they under contract. They signed a contract with these guys, hoping that they was gonna hold up to their end, like
But
we
they're
talking
not.
about.
yeah, and they aren't. And what I was reading, a couple of things that I looked up earlier today is this is actually a trend for the owners of what is now Triller. They've they've
Mm.
they've kind of screwed some black influencers to the tune of 300 influence out of $14 million program that they promised them to make content for the
App
app. Because,
for Washington Post. Yeah,
yep, and because
Really?
they're trying to battle with the talk with the clock app TikTok and having
The
that
clock
space,
app.
yeah, and having that space, which I'm on, by the way, having that space for content creators, so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
But they failed to pay them, right? So the original clause in the suit, so this isn't the first time that they had to take Triller to court
right.
Mm.
for their money. And it's broken down
Okay.
into several different things. Now, what was smart about the last time they took them to court is they had a clause at the end of the actual judgment. So at first, it was just going to end up being like $9 million to Swizz Beatz, $9 million to Timbaland, and a couple
Mm-hmm.
of other royalties, and then paying lawyer fees, so on and so forth. And they were
Uh-huh.
going to move on. However, if they didn't do that, the clause that they had essentially began in 2020. I want to say in 2021,
Yeah.
that ended up becoming effective in January of 2022. Said if they defaulted on the payments that they were supposed to get, and I think the payments were supposed to come in installments of about $1 million a month for 10 months, or until they were
Mm.
actually able to pay off the majority of the debt, right? And if they
Okay.
didn't, other things would happen. And the other things that followed that is what we're seeing now, which they're like threatening them, like, listen, you guys were supposed to pay up. You didn't. So now instead of it being 18 million, we're gonna push another $10 million on top of that. We're gonna
Right.
get we need stake in the actual company at this point. We need to be some type of shareholder. You're still gonna give us
Mm-hmm.
$1 million a month, and you're gonna pay our lawyer fees. Now, if you make more monies that you're supposed to make, we're gonna pay this stuff off early. We're still gonna get shares in the company, and we're gonna move forward.
So we got to
Okay.
remember they fronted all their money up front for all them concerts that we held. I mean, that was held. You know what I'm saying?
During
Back
the pandemic.
Yeah,
correct. That was all Swizz and Timbo money to bring on all them concert series that we seen. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they owe they
Yeah,
do diligence.
everybody was talking about the verses during the demi. So
It was the thing, you know what I'm saying? Because
it
everybody was in
was.
home, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that platform it held us down, like you say. That
yeah,
platform
It
was relevant,
did.
you know what I'm saying?
And did.
It was big for the culture, and not just culture. It met so many different platforms. Like you had gospel, you had um Motown, you said
R&B. Yeah,
R&B,
R&B,
you had
hip-hop.
everything. You had it all. So that's off to them, gentlemen. Also, in like 2021, Universal Music Group, they
yes,
pulled their catalog from
yeah, yeah,
Triller also because they wasn't holding up their end of the contract for like
Wow.
promoting the artists that was from Universal Music Group. So yeah,
Hmm.
it's been a lot of faulty stuff going on with Triller. So
yes.
So who are the CEOs of Triller and what are they doing with the money?
So I purposely didn't write down their names because I didn't want to say them on any of our platforms,
Ah,
right?
okay.
Because we've seen uh artists go after people who are doing the same thing that we are for multi-millions of dollars. And not today, Satan.
Not
I ain't
today.
going down that
I
road
know
with them
that's right.
cats.
I know that's right.
You just can't. So I didn't write down their names, but what I can say in addition to the Universal Studios part is Universal not the Universal Studios, but Universal Music Group went back in May of 2021, and they repinned the deal to cover the the publishing and recording and recording music rights that they allowed Triller to use. So at one point, Triller weren't paying for any of the artists that they were using from Universal Music Group that was on their platform. So again, this is just something that is what they do. It's what they do. And the lawyer from Triller, he did make a statement, and
saying what?
So what the lawyer said is, let me find it because I'm going to be doing a direct quote. This is not made up from me.
Excuse
Bless
me.
you.
Thank you.
It says a rep for Triller sent the Hollywood Reporter statement saying this is just a misunderstanding. This is truly unfortunate, and we hope it is nothing more than a misunderstanding driven by lawyers. The statement reads, "We do not wish to air our dirty laundry in the press, but we have paid Swizz and Tim millions in cash and in stocks. No one has benefited as much," my thing's in the way, I'm trying to read, "as much from Triller to date. Triller has helped fuel Versus to new heights, making it the global cultural phenomenon it is today. We hope to resolve we hope to resolve this amicably and quickly, and truly hope it's just a misunderstanding. If we are forced to defend it, we are more than optimistic. The truth and facts are on our side," which is, be honest with you, that sounds like a Trumpism. And that's like, honestly, it sounds like a Trumpism, a posture of saying that nothing's going to happen. We got it under control, but they don't have it under control. I don't think Triller has it under control. I think they done themselves a disservice, and they're beginning to mar their name. So
pay your debt flat out.
That's just me tagging folks.
I was wondering what was going on. Like, what?
I'm just tagging folks just in case they forgot about the podcast tonight.
Right. So that's the long and short. We'll keep an eye out on this story because
definitely. But long story short, give them people their money. Give them what they deserve.
Right.
If they didn't start it, you wouldn't have anything to buy, and you would definitely have nothing to bank on. So give them people their money.
And so honestly, and there's nothing that I can do about it. And I don't influence this aspect of the globe or the entertainment industry or any of it whatsoever. But what I will say is, whenever a Jay-Z or a Dr. Dre or Swizz Beatz and Timbaland, whenever we get a product, whenever we have a marketable product, we cultivate it a little bit and we sell it off to somebody else. Right? So there's no real say into what can happen on these other platforms that we've created, we've released to they're sharks, essentially. They're not into the music industry for the art of it. They're into the music industry for the money of it. Right. So if it's not something that's going to help them make money, they don't really care about it. And I think in that fashion, a lot of the art is actually missed out and it's misplaced. That's why I was so happy Snoop Dogg did his thing with getting Death Row Records.
Right.
I don't see Snoop selling that at all. He gonna be after it. He gonna be killing it. So that's just me though.
Yep.
I got you. Because like when you're dealing with big money, like you're saying, you can't be playing around. Like Diddy and Jermaine Dupri just linked a deal to do a verse together. So
they did.
Hope is up.
But they're not calling it verses. They calling it like a hit for a hit or something like that because they don't want to be like they're battling against each other. I heard about that earlier today.
Yeah, because
Diddy thinks R&B is dead. So
what?
Yeah. That's all. What he gonna bring? That's all he gonna bring. He gonna bring like Jagged Edge. He gonna bring 112. He got Biggie. You know what I'm saying? So what?
I mean, when he says R&B, he says R&B as of right now is dead. He's saying that today's R&B is not giving what R&B is supposed to give.
And you know,
basically is what
I
he
can
was
agree.
saying.
I can agree with that because
yeah.
outside of like Usher, Chris Brown, it's really not. I mean, Sammy good.
And those two are still
Sammy
making
dope.
music, and they're still bringing R&B.
But it wasn't like back in the day. You had your B McKnight. You had. I mean, there was so many. Like when R&B was R&B, it was
But
112.
at the same
Yeah,
time,
I mean, like
times
Yeah.
it was
I
change,
it
mean,
was R&B.
and
we don't have any boys to men groups out here killing
All
it.
right, there you go.
I
You
mean,
see what I'm
because
saying?
it's been done and it's been perfected. Why mess with it? You know?
But there's
Because
still
of
so
what
much you can do with it.
it's so much. It's a lot. So if rap can keep evolving, I mean, you know, like they change up the name of. They call it mama rap. They call it trap rap. That you know what I'm saying? They change the
And that's
genre
what
of what
R&B
we're
is
doing.
doing. They call it, what is it? It's trap R&B now, or whatever
Oh,
it's called. It's something.
I don't
But
know
you
about
know,
that.
I mean, but Diddy was just saying that there's no feeling behind today's R&B. But I'm like, I honestly
Right.
disagree. I
yeah.
disagree because
Because
there's
like
Jasmine Sullivan. I feel
okay,
everything she sings.
Neo
There's
Soul had took over for a minute,
there's
but then it
Right.
was
SZA.
like, but then they didn't
I
fade
mean,
away as well.
there's SZA. There's, like I said, there's Queen Naja.
I want to
Love.
hear some straight up love songs. You know, I'll make love to you. That type of shit. That like when it
You
came
do
on,
not
you
own
was
the rights
like,
to that
"Ooh, I'm finna
music.
be booed up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm finna go find. I gotta have a girlfriend at this point because I can't be
Yeah.
looking in the mirror singing this to myself in high school."
I mean, I mean,
It's
times
true to
change.
what
Music
you
changes
said.
with the time, and
Yes and
this is
no.
just where we are. And if this
For
is
the
their
love,
R&B
though.
truth, that's their R&B truth. It doesn't make just because it's not what we're used to or what we call R&B
It ain't
doesn't
no
make it any
love
less
in it.
R&B. Of
That's what
Yeah, I
course,
mean,
good
there.
saying.
they're just talking about smashing. I want
We want the love.
I want to go through the process. I want to hear somebody take me back through the process of falling in love.
Okay, so Tank new album dropped today, and he's doing just that. He's taking you on that journey. So check that
I'm gonna
out.
have to go
I'm
check
not
him
getting
out.
paid for this statement. So Tank, if you ever come across this, I'm gonna
Facts.
need my cash.
We gonna need you to
Yeah,
support us.
I'm gonna go ahead and
yeah. Tank,
So
Tank
yeah,
old school though. He old school R&B though.
and he's giving you that old school R&B. That's
Okay,
what y'all want, right? That's
But
what
yeah,
right.
that's what
yeah.
y'all
But I'm
want.
not talking about just
It
for
ain't just
old school
us.
artists.
It's what the people need. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
we good. We know we good. It's what the people need out here.
something that's going to last. Something that's going to last.
I feel like Jasmine Sullivan's Hotels Motels is gonna last.
Okay.
Maybe the little dudes and the little chicks to take their ski masks off and actually kiss. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Instead of doing something crazy like Bunny, you know. Anyway, I'm just talking.
What?
Man, they making me sick. Everybody I rolled past, they had a ski mask on today.
I don't know.
I'm sitting there. I'm riding at the where was that at? Lucas and Hunting Chambers. I'm out there. I'm sitting outside, blowing my black and mild, waiting on the wife to come out the store. I done seen a little dude. The car pulled up. First of all, it was three of them sitting in the car already with ski masks on. The car pulled up. The
Like that
little
is so
dude walk
stupid to
out.
me. It's
He
hot
walk
as
out
hell
with his book
outside.
bag, and he just hopped through the back window. He don't even open the door. He just hopped through the back window, and they
What?
started off. I'm like, what the hell is going on? See, they ain't loving no more. They ain't got. It's four of y'all in the car. Y'all ain't going on no chick's house. Y'all
Right.
worried about the op. You know what I'm saying? They too worried about the op instead of making love. You know what I'm saying? Or finding the love. You know, crazy.
Yeah. That's funny. I was telling a group of friends. I was making a joke. I was like, "Hey, we all here in this group chatting with each other, but someone somewhere is getting their cheeks clapped,
Oh my God.
but it ain't us, which is fine. But someone somewhere is getting their cheeks clapped or they clapping cheeks, and
How
that's what
fast did that?
Wow.
nowadays.
How fast did that end? And everybody Left that check.
Wow.
Just saying. It's the truth. It's the truth. Anyway,
Oh,
moving on. Moving on.
And then they said,
Huh?
and then I Ross said,
Moving on to the next thing, talking about some cheeks. Ricky Ross.
Rose.
Big Boss. That's my dude right there.
You know what? I actually like Rick Ross myself, man. I can't
I
even
love Rick Ross.
I
Boy,
can't even front.
yeah, put some
He the
respect
biggest
on his
boss that we've
name.
seen thus far.
Yeah. Hey, I see you, cuzzo. I dig Rick Ross. I gotta be
I
honest.
like Rick Ross.
I don't always agree with his lyrics, but you know, there are some songs that he be coming through on.
Yeah.
Wow.
He be coming through on.
He
Like,
always kill it. And then the production be so great. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan. I take this one, you know what I'm saying? Biggie Rose, Big Boss, the Rose, you know what I'm saying?
but
Had some issues going on. This, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, the big boss, Rick Ross, the big boss, and Family Wingstops caught lacking.
They had some issues this week.
They
He's
got
on there like checkers and
They
rallies.
slacking on the lemon pepper wings.
hey, I'm just
He's
saying.
on checkers and rallies, you know what I'm saying? Plus the 20 wing stops that he own. You
Oh
know, he
no,
also,
wait, those mango habanero wings slap
I don't think I've had those.
come on, man.
fire,
Don't play with
fire,
the boss. Don't play with the boss. You know what I'm saying?
All
fire.
right.
He's also
All
partner up with Luke Belair and Bombay Spirits and you know what I'm saying brands
Yep.
with his liquor brand. You know what I'm saying? Doing great things with the Belair thing and love Rose. Like I say, but he had some issues with the Department of Labor's wages and our division for several violations. Violations stemming from like employees had to pay for uniforms, safety trainings, background checks, and the register was coming up shout. Come on, people.
right.
This is 5 establishment that he owned in Mississippi. Like Jay spoke about, it was from Big Boss Management, which is owned by him, his mother, and his sister. But y'all go ahead and talk about it, man. I don't know if I done
Oh
said
my
too much,
god.
but
What you got, Wan?
First of all, wages and anything should not be a problem for this guy. Have y'all seen his house in Atlanta?
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the house that they used to film Coming to America too. They used his house as the freaking palace.
hmm
And your chicken slangers can't get no money. Where did we go wrong at?
Well, it's a lot about management and staffing. You know what I'm saying? Like and it all falls back on him because
It does.
it's separate from Wingstop. You know what I'm saying? Once you take on like franchises and everything, uh, they separate themselves from you. You know what I'm saying? Because Wingstop, the franchise actually spoke up and was like, we didn't know about these violations. That has nothing to do with us, but everybody that's a part of our franchise has to be accountable. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Big Boss came
And
out,
he does,
you know,
and they do need to. Hey, cousin Beverly,
but
Hey.
they definitely do need to be held accountable because okay, I worked in fast food before. Like my first couple jobs were fast food. I worked at Subway and I worked at White Castle. Not once have I ever had to pay for a background check. I never had to pay for my uniform. They wanted me to work there. Okay.
right.
Which means they provided me with what I needed to work there.
And take that stuff back when you get fired or you
They
quit.
definitely did want their uniform back when I
You know,
quit.
so
They did. They wanted their stuff back.
Yeah.
And what can I do? It's theirs. I gave it back.
So
I mean,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, it's good. I'm just saying like certain things like is it I don't know if it's because of the areas that they're in down south in Mississippi.
oh,
What is it?
random. Uh, y'all know about Deucey 50th birthday party. Beverly is his mother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
No,
Just
that's
to
my cousin Beverly on my mama's side.
just to throw that out there. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off, cuz, but it was on my mind. But we gonna be there, cuz we gonna celebrate.
For sure. Just don't go to Rick Ross Wingstop. Um,
You can
That's in
go, but make
that's
sure
in
you tip so
Mississippi.
everybody can get paid.
That joint on man, that joint on Lendl. I slide through that thing. I don't mess with
Yeah,
the one
I
on
don't go to the
Grand.
one on Grand.
Yeah, they might got them. They might got. Uh, I don't know. If we should be saying all this, but they might have them violations like going on in Mississippi.
They
But
might.
allegedly.
They might.
So
it's
They might.
so the big boss. He came back out. He apologized for all that. You know what I'm saying? He like being the biggest boss. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You take a loss sometime, but it ain't a loss. You know what I'm saying? It just look at it like it's a building block. That's what he. That
Uh-huh.
was some of his statements. You
So
know what I'm
he's
saying?
gonna.
So
Did he say he's gonna correct the issues that they're
oh,
having, or?
they already moving forward with it. You know what I'm saying? You know, he not gonna have that on his resume and his record and people coming to his family and this and that, you know what I'm saying? So they take care of everything. So
Are those people gonna be giving back their money for uniforms and background checks and
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
okay,
yeah,
because that's ridiculous.
yeah.
They got
It is.
I'm
we,
gonna say, and they wonder why unemployment's so high right now because you got to pay for your own background check. You already ain't got no money.
yeah,
Yep.
it got a big go ahead, Jig. Talk
No,
about it.
I was just saying. So, like y'all was saying, they ended up having to pay 114K for those violations, and y'all mentioned the violations:
Still
work
ain't 28
uniform,
million though.
huh?
Still ain't 28 million though.
No, it ain't. It ain't. They had to pay for safety training, background checks, and shortages at the register, like y'all said. Uh, paycheck deductions. So if a teller came up short, they had to pay for it directly out of their paycheck. They had a violation of a 15-year-old working past 10 p.m. on multiple different occasions. So that's the
Well, where
child
were
labor
his
law.
parents at? Because his parents shouldn't allow that to happen.
I agree with that 100%. I don't
Whoa.
know, cuz
I was 15 at Little Caesars getting that money, you hear me?
You
I
wasn't
mean
there
the
past
Baskin
10.
I was closing the stove whenever they closed. I was mopping up because a couple times, ask your daddy about Baskin Robbins. He came pick me up a couple times. You see what I'm saying? I was the last. I closed the store. You see what I'm
Was it
saying?
on the weekend or was it during the week?
right.
I was doing the week. I closed the store.
They should have got hit with violations too then.
Baskin Robbins gonna be in trouble.
Oh, they been closed down and bounced back. They
Oh,
listen.
well then
Baskin Robbins is
that's
still
probably
a
what it is
thing.
then.
Baskin
Right.
Robbins still a
They,
thing,
they still
but the
got 31 flavors, brother, and I'm gonna need 29 of those for making you stay late. There we go.
Look, when I worked at a restaurant in high school, I closed also. We had some pretty late nights. But when it happened, had to have permission. We had to have permission to do it. So
Mhm.
if
You
at any
picked me
time,
and Angelica up from White Castle plenty of times. It was at
boy,
10
y'all.
o'clock.
Hey, come on now.
It
You
was
talking
at
about
10
me?
o'clock.
It was
yeah,
at 10 o'clock.
It was at 10 o'clock. We did not work past 10.
Y'all
we
didn't
not
Okay.
come out
supposed
that
to.
thing
Weren't
at 10
supposed
o'clock.
Bro, we was trying to get y'all food. What did you say?
Oh yeah, my bad. That's right.
to. Yeah, it's
We was
child
trying
labor
to get
laws.
y'all
So
food.
so yeah, and there was a probe that led to $51,674 in back wages to clarify and answer that for
Mm.
244 employees in those civil penalties. But like y'all was saying, and this is what I dig about Rick Ross, because he did do the right thing, regardless of who was actually there working the stores. And because sure, he's not there working every daggone store he's
Of
got.
course not. Of
Right.
course
It's a
not.
hired, it's hired out. And the hope is the management team that you hire is going to do the right thing. Right.
Correct.
But at the end of the day, like you said, he the boss. So it's going to stop at him, and he took responsibility for it, and he's fixing it, and it's not going to happen again. So I do dig that about his stance on it. It was something wrong. Instead of pointing fingers and trying to make it somebody else's problem, he was like, nah, I'll take that hit. I'll take
What
that
up,
hit.
Rick?
Hey, Rick.
What
He's
up,
like,
sis?
I'll take that hit. I'm the boss. And sometimes bosses, even if we ain't there to do things directly, it's still like it's gonna fall back on us.
Yeah, I'm
Hey,
glad he
look,
definitely bossed up and did what he was supposed to do and did right by those people and getting
Yeah.
the whole issue rectified. So
So shout out to you
shout
on
out
that,
to
Rick
Rick
Ross.
Ross.
like that. And ask Rick if she old enough to work past 10 o'clock. Oh, it's not. It ain't time
It's
yet.
9:45. She
She
good.
good.
15
She
She
minutes.
good. She got
15
off
minutes in.
in enough time.
good.
Right. So I guess we finna get to the meat and potatoes
Oh, let's do it.
of tonight's discussion.
Let's do it.
Pastors. We finna talk about these pastors.
Some of the pastors.
Yeah, we finna talk about some of these pastors. So in
These
this
comments do
depiction,
not apply to all.
it does not apply to all. So we will be speaking it in general terms, speaking things in general terms. And if you're a pastor and you hop on here and you take offense, well, maybe you need to do some some introspection and make sure that you ain't one of these guys. So in this picture that I got up right here, this is a Nigerian pastor who supposedly was turning newspaper into money. That's his gimmick. That's his gimmick. So yeah.
What a people way, man.
Oh my god. Okay, what else we got?
These pastors out here wilding out.
They're definitely wilding.
We'll talk. Let's talk about the most recent thing. Bishop, elder, pastor, what's his name? Thunderbunk.
Man, you need a pinky ring, man.
Thunder Thumb, whatever his name.
Pastor Thunderbunk.
I'm calling him Pinky, man. You need a pinky ring.
That's the pastor who was mad at his congregation.
That's Ricky's response. Just so.
Oh no, that's
that was mad at his congregation for not buying him a Movado watch.
Yeah.
Watch.
Yeah.
He should just ask for the pinky ring, man.
But man,
this pastor was upset because it didn't look like a huge congregation. His small congregation did not buy him a Movado watch.
I got notes on this cat.
What's up, bud? And he's upset because he asked for this watch back last August, evidently, and it's now August again. And brother ain't got his Movado watch.
Where's his goddamn watch?
Where is his Movado?
All you motherfuckers sitting in the goddamn pews.
He asked for a Movado. He asked for a fossil.
Yeah,
Movado.
You bring a fossil up in word. Not in this congregation.
Not in his. You better get ready to give up that Red Lobster. You better get ready to give up that McDonald's. You cannot
give up your St. John Nick.
They can't afford it anyway, but per his words, he
broke, busted, and disgusted.
Yeah.
Broke, busted, and disgusted. This is your congregation that you're talking about, the flock that you're supposed to be leading.
This is the type of love that he's deciding to show and share.
This is right. So your congregation is broke, busted, and disgusted because they didn't get you your Movado watch. So let's talk about this real quick.
And so I looked up some things on him, and I don't know if this is 100% true. So allegedly, you know what his net worth is?
What's his net worth?
$350 million.
Wow.
From running a church?
From being a church guy. He's got several different organizations that are all 501c, which are not for profit.
What up, cousin? What up, Darvo?
He has multiple deals with other different sponsors for other different programs, and he gets paid from these other different programs. And I guess in the words of other rich, greedy men, yeah, he need to get that newspaper and turn that into money, right? In other words of other rich, greedy men, what's going on, Darvin? In other words of other rich, greedy men, I'm not. Why should I spend my money when I can spend yours? and that's what he's on. If you look at the situation and all aspects of it, he was not standing in front of his church upset that someone fell out of the church because there was a lack of love. He wasn't upset about somebody not going to visit a member for being sick and nobody checking on them. He wasn't upset that a member had their bills, their lights cut off, and nobody in the church or the church itself didn't go out and help. He was upset. Again, putting this in perspective, he was upset that nobody got him a Movado watch.
Right. Man, we done watched so many of our single mothers, single parents, or not just single parents, but just the household give money that they don't have, living outside of their means to provide for the building fund. You see what I'm saying? It's a horrible situation. It's, in our hearts, we thinking it's a great thing, but in reality,
So,
it's killing us. Go ahead,
like,
Kalo.
my thing is, you putting down these people for not giving you this watch, and you're worth how much you say he was worth?
350 million.
Buy your own damn watch, man.
Watches at this point.
As a matter of fact, you could buy several watches for both of your arms.
Right, my dude should be getting
But you know,
robbed. He should be getting robbed for $1 million chain and stuff, $1 million worth of jewelry. Well, like my other bishop, you hear me? My favorite bishop. He should have got a picking ring too.
Well,
Lord have
since
mercy.
we're talking about what he's a bishop, by the way.
That's what I'm saying.
How many churches he got under? See, that's what killed me. These people. Wow.
Bishop
my
Whitehead.
dude. My dude.
This is Bishop Lamar Whitehead, the one
Well,
who
How many
has no
churches he got
issue.
under him to be a bishop?
if
How many
I
churches does he have
was
under him?
her name.
Look, don't have me lying. All I know is I watched the clip where he was getting knighted, if you ask me, into the bishophood with his robe and his hat and his staff, his shepherd staff, and everybody just in all gold and white. And I'm like, if I was just a devout Christian like this, the first thing that I would say is Hosanna. Like, and because it directly reminds me of the story about Jesus riding into town on an ass.
A donkey. It wasn't a Mustang. It was a donkey.
It was a donkey. But this whole movement, and well, I can't even say it's just our churches. What I will say about it, from the perspective of our culture's churches, is a large majority of the congregants in our churches are single Black women that are doing their best to make ends meet.
That part.
Then are being taken advantage of by these slick motherfuckers in pulpits. I'm gonna call it what it is. If people want to call these folks, because it's perplexing to me. But if people want to call folks like this a man of God, well, then we have a different ideology and idea of what a God is.
Mm-hmm.
If that's what your representation on earth has to look like. So go ahead. You had something to say, Wanda?
So, I mean, I'm just saying, this is the type of behavior that draws people away from the church. You know what I'm saying? This is why churches are seeing declining in their congregation. Not only are they feeling judged, but you taking all their hard-earned money, and for what? A new car, a new suit.
You got to speak plural.
Watches.
When talking about these folks, you got to speak in plural terms, because they're not out for a watch. They're not out for a car. They're out for watches. They're out for vehicles. They're out for houses. That's what they're out for. Mr. Whitehead, I won't even indulge in giving him the title of bishop or pastor at this point, just to be.
Because I need to know how many churches is under him to make him a bishop. But okay,
I had to write something down before I forgot about it.
Yeah,
because I was speaking to some coworkers, you know what I'm saying, and one of them made an interesting point. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "All right, man, the Bible say I should be the best interpretation of me, or the best. God dog it. What did he say? He put it in perspective of just because he was like, could I be a high? Because he broke it down. He asked me, he was like, could I be a higher power if I'm just living my best life, being the best? You know what I'm saying? The best version of me. That's what, or the best. I don't, man, I forgot how the conversation went, but it went on that along of them lines, and it put something on my mind as well. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm a higher guy. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like these guys or these pastors are being. I feel like
They're making themselves their own gods. They're worshiping themselves.
they're making themselves their own god.
They're
But
demigods. They're making themselves demigods.
right, but taking his perspective, I was like, nah, bro. I think if you being the best version of you, then you are
You're doing what you're
under
supposed to
what
do as a human being.
you're doing what you're supposed to be under the higher power, whoever you know what I'm saying, represent,
Whoever you
however
choose
you
to
choose to
worship
live your
to.
life. But you doing your due diligence.
Yeah,
So
Mm-hmm.
there's a difference between being a representation of deity versus thinking that you are deity, and one of
yeah,
those has
Right.
to deal with mental illness. You know, that's
Dang.
that's the honest truth. That's unfortunately it's the honest truth. When you put it in perspective and you're talking about deity being omnipotent, being everything and everywhere, all powerful all the time.
Uh-huh.
Well, in this plane, unfortunately, in this parallel of dimension of existing or being or whatever you want to call it, it's impossible for us to be everywhere, in every space all the time. The
no,
way,
Mm-hmm.
no, and understanding that that wasn't what he wasn't going like that. He was just saying just speaking on flesh and just man. You know what I'm saying? Just being a man. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much just you know what I'm saying? Just being the best. Like I'm a father. I'm a brother. you know what I'm saying? I'm a son. Just being the best representation of all them fronts. It ain't even a front, but just who you are as a
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a higher power. He was
yeah,
like, should I feel like I'm a higher power as opposed?
yes,
He's not saying he God, but
yeah. But
and I got
the answer is yes, because we all have a piece of deity in us that we should be able to recognize when we come in
it.
contact with each other, right? So there's nothing wrong with recognizing the spark of God inside of another person. There's
Right.
nothing
Mm-hmm.
even wrong with you considering yourself a God because you're a representation of that. There is
Mm-hmm.
a power, an issue, however, when you take on that mantle and say you have the powers of God or of
Mm-hmm.
a God, and you begin to become more than just being God-like, but you are literally that ideology of God, and that's where the mental illness aspect of things, to me personally, come in
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
at. So,
Okay, so back to like kind of what we were talking about. Fat, you and I grew up in church.
unfortunately, let me not say unfortunately. Let me pull that back. We'll pull that back. We'll pull that back. It's just
Oh
a
my
lot of emotional
gosh.
damage. That's all.
Emotional damage.
Church has damaged me.
I mean, yeah, I mean it could. I can see how, certain people have different outlooks on church. But we've been to pastoral anniversaries and we've been to pastor appreciations and things of that nature. So coming up knowing how that works, what are your thoughts about like the stuff that's going on now? Because
So,
we went to a big church at one point.
yep. And just for context and background, both of my parents are ministers. I'm a PK essentially,
So am I.
right? So
Welcome
my
back, sir.
what's up, big bro? So me seeing this and understanding, having an idea of what a minister or a pastor is supposed to represent,
Mm-hmm.
and these gentlemen, I don't even want to call them gentlemen. These dudes taking these hustlers, because that's what they are. They're some fucking
Facts.
hustlers,
Facts.
taking what they're supposed to, what that responsibility of the actual title, taking it and using it they've created a den of whores for themselves. That's how I feel about it. They've become nothing more, nothing less than what we used to say and we used to joke about. They pimps. They pimping out the congregation.
Pimping Benson's pimping.
Right. And so I don't necessarily despise them, but I have a big
Right. They be digging and giving.
I have a huge issue with them. And for those who believe in the space of heaven and hell, for the gentlemen that are doing this to their congregation, there's a very special etched out corner of hell specifically made for you.
Yep, your congregation staying there and throw pennies at you for eternity.
And just throw it out there, man. I know y'all went to the same church and everything, but y'all weren't only people going to church and everything. Yeah, maybe y'all like to be
Ain't
like
nobody calling you a heathen, cuz.
Nobody said you were a heathen.
Wanda, like, dude, since we grew up in the church, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, we were there literally all through the week. Come on now, we were there.
Hey, when I went on Mama house, my dirt cooked for the whole church. You know what I'm saying? Like, my dirt was there Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I was only there.
Right, and we was there Bible study, choir rehearsal, baby saints class.
I went to y'all church. It was, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't just me, it was my father. So that all the realm of, you know what I'm saying, a man being bigger than what he is didn't resonate with my father, you know what I'm saying? And so we fell back. So
yeah, I mean, watching these dudes, and I didn't really get it until I got older, but remembering the positions that a lot of these families were put in because a minister was like,
look, sis, don't feel bad. They try to throw us out there like that, sis. Don't feel bad.
but these guys putting
our church was in the house. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying?
Well, there you go.
It was on the corner.
Churches where two or more are gathered in the love of the Lord.
We was on the corner back between WWE and WCW. But
hey, wait a minute. Another Randall. Hey, if y'all want some real, you know what I'm saying, House of Living Bread, church, 2505 South Brentwood Boulevard, St. Louis, Missouri, 63144.
Yeah. Plug on.
Randy Lindsay. He's the pastor, you know what I'm saying? Small church, you know what I'm saying? Go in and get your love and get your, you know what I'm saying?
Get your word, get your blessing, and ride on out.
You know, and Unc might even let you play the drums too.
Yeah, I used to do a drum.
So
shut up. We okay.
No, but what I was saying is, I've watched the families who had less than nothing walking into church, getting out of a vehicle that barely made it off the Bi-State bus, while the pastor and the family was pulling up in Benzes. And then I've been in the situation, and I've been in the sermons where the pastors wouldn't let the service keep going because God put it on his heart that somebody's got $1,000 to give today. Somebody's got $500 to give spirit.
Here's the gotcha. The Lord didn't put it on his heart till after the offering was counted, and he got a little piece of paper slid to him through the Bible.
Right.
But, you know, I digress, which I didn't realize until I got older what was going on. But thank God that I go to a smaller church where they actually do church. And yeah. So
what was the
shout out to End Times Christian Family.
What was the little church council used to go right here on Russell? Real Temple, what was that? What was that little church right here on the corner? I can't remember the church right here on the corner.
It might have been Maria Temple. I can't remember.
I think that's the name of it, man. We went to church camps there. We went to church camps with. Yeah, we had some issues there. We couldn't go back after my brother had.
With Cat Daddy at Mount Sinai.
Listen with Cat Daddy show. We went.
Yeah,
So yeah, we were heathens, man. I guess we were heathens. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, that didn't work out for us.
We
So
can go
You
back to
guys were
camp.
not heathens.
I don't know too many people that can be like, yeah, we got kicked out of vacation Bible.
We got kicked out of
Um,
vacation Bible school. You know what
So
I'm saying? My
yeah,
brother and I putting
I
hands
had a
on
cousin
the
beat up the
pastor door.
drummer at a church that I went to. He beat the drummer up in the basement.
hey,
My brother trying to put hands on the pastor daughter.
he didn't try. I
Oh,
don't think it was a
Well,
try.
he ain't try. He did.
Yeah, I remember it vividly being
like,
a
did he try to
successful endeavor.
lay hands or was he trying to?
We got different interpretations. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I'm from the streets. I ain't had, and so church environment was different for us. I guess I was a heathen,
Yes,
but
sir. I did, and rocked them.
oh,
Rocked the drums when I was hungover. Don't know how I did it, but it made me feel better. By the time I got up from behind the drums, I was like, "Woo, feel great."
The spirit of the Lord.
Yeah,
The Lord took over those hands.
I felt like this pastor right here.
Oh God.
By the time I
Oh
was done, I
God.
wanted to kick my whole I wanted to kick the praise and worship team off because everything else was boring.
Like how? How
Hey,
do you say that and do that to someone?
again, that
If
is
y'all go back and watch the video of this pastor,
show you his face. His
his praise
name,
and worship
I wrote his name
team.
down. I wrote
I
his
don't know.
name down. It's kind of hard to
cancel
pronounce.
them.
It's
Straight
Toby.
cancel them.
Look her, y'all boring me.
He
I don't know
said,
what
Toby.
y'all doing. What y'all practice? What they practice all week?
he said
Nothing that
the
he
lady was
heard.
singing her, the lady was singing her little heart out. She was just feeling it. The Lord was in her soul. This man slides out like Otis from the Temptations. So some all right. That's enough. That's
Nobody come to
enough.
see you. No, he
Oh my
came out
God. I
like
couldn't. He said, oh my God, I could not take any more of that song. It was boring me.
It's
he
boring you
came out
to
like somebody else. He like, ain't nobody come to see you, Otis. You know what I'm
He
saying? That's
had
how he
me
came
freaking
out.
out on them hoes. I'm like, what
It was
is
horrible,
this?
man. Horrible.
So
Go ahead, Wanda. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to figure out how the stars align. Is Jupiter rotating on the wrong axis or something is going on that got these pastors straight wilding out?
Yeah. Well, and what it is, it's an inflation of the ego and people here's the other part of that, because I'm not doubting that they may have been called and they are called to be ministers and pastors and bishops, so on and so forth. What I am saying, however, is
Comma.
that gift was clouded by ego and it became about them. Again, they became the building fund. They are the ones that needed the money. So they gave it, everything was a donation to them. Hell, Pastor Whitehead, I mean, not call him Pastor Whitehead, Mr. Whitehead, he was in court for allegedly, and still going through it, essentially stealing $90,000 from a congregant, her life savings. And
No, he
says and feels that he doesn't have to give it back.
straight heathen. Don't let nobody, you know what I'm saying? How can you take somebody's personal savings for
Because he
personal
was trying to run for
gain?
office or something, correct?
Yes. So this is what it actually came out to being.
And it was a political donation.
No, I thought that's what
Supposedly.
it was. I almost punched my computer screen after I heard what he did with it. Right.
Let's
So
hear it.
what he actually went and done, from what I read, allegedly what he did is he went to go buy a house, a $4.4 million house, and he was using the $90,000 of that woman's life savings that she donated to him. Well, not necessarily donated, because there was actually he was actually supposed to do something for her. But he used that $90,000 as a down payment for a house. The first house was $4.4 million. He didn't want that one. He ended up getting another house for $4.5 million and using the $90,000.
Why not?
The reason why she gave him the $90,000 is because he said that he essentially he would pay it back. Long story short, he paid it back, and he'd give her like $100 a month and find her a house. She was afraid to try and go get a house because she said she had bad credit. So he was going to do it for her. When it was all said and done,
but she had $90,000. She could have bought something.
She people again.
She got to put down on something. Wow.
Yes. Didn't understand what her finances could actually do. Her cold hard cash could actually do. He understood this and he moved in. Now, I don't usually bring people's backgrounds up when talking about them because sometimes and various times it has nothing to do with what they're doing now. However, he did get arrested and got jail time for extortion and allegedly, I think it's extortion. Let me go back and read it because I wrote it down on purpose. And this is after he got robbed for $1 million, but he was arrested.
Did we see their robbery was definitely staged, correct?
Yeah.
Definitely.
So
because dude in the back just sat there. He didn't try to get up and run.
He was cool. My man
was just sitting there like.
But he got locked up for identity theft and larceny. That's what he got locked up for. And the only reason why I bring that up is because what he's doing now to the congregation is no different than what he did to go earn himself a ticket in jail. He just figured out a way to kind of half-ass do it legally. That's it. Took $90,000 that this is with this woman's life savings. And now he feels as though he does not have to give it back. It's his.
But they had a verbal contract or whatever saying that he would pay the money back, correct?
Yeah. There was
verbal,
don't
want to pay it back.
But I don't think that there was anything written. Everything that I read about it didn't show that there was anything written down. It was verbal. And she was introduced to him by her son because he helped his son get something. He helped her son get a house, and so the son had good faith and was like, well, maybe you could help my mother. My mother has this amount of cash, and help her get a house too. And
they swindled this poor woman collectively.
Yep. Vipers. Whitewashed sepulchres.
Oh Lord.
I
know everybody has had their experience with the church and have experienced things in church. And I really hope that this does not deter you away from, believing in something higher than yourself or putting your faith in something higher than yourself. I feel like hope and faith and everything makes life worth living, pretty much. Because you can always hope and wish and have faith for bigger and better things. So, this is just really sad. It's a really sad situation. And it just makes me happy that I don't go to none of them mega churches or anything like that. I love my little small church, and that's it.
Yeah, I highly recommend staying away from mega churches, staying away from, just if you're going to go to church, do research.
Use discernment.
Use discernment. It's okay to look up a pastor's background and figure out what's going on with them and move forward in that fashion. Pastors are fallible. Deacons, elders are fallible, but there comes a point where it's not simply being fallible. It's taking advantage. Don't get caught up in the slick shit and the pimpery of their words. Like Wanda said, use discernment and move forward in discernment. And if it's something that they're doing that ain't of what your religious background denotes, and and their beliefs, if they can't have an honest to God open conversation about it, you might want to move yourself away from that.
Yep.
So I have a huge issue with church, and I won't give my personal opinion about church and religion on this platform. I'll get on my own page and do that. It's more appropriate there. And it's because of what I've seen growing up and what I've literally experienced throughout the world of religion. So huge issue with churches, but that's just me. And not all of them are the same.
That's true.
Damn, how we get to an hour 14 already? This
I
is
mean, this is just where we at. This is where we are.
Golly. Y'all got anything else to add to that, or?
I'm good.
All right. Let's move on to our final favorite topic.
Oh,
What got you effed up, my man?
Oh no.
Everybody on TikTok is missing out on the actual pictures that I'm sharing. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook. We go live. We on there live right now. Yeah, he had a hell of a day.
Oh God.
That's just the worst of it. That's the
absolute. What if they had one of them little urinal cakes? Inside?
They all got them little pea cakes in them.
As my niece would say, that's disgusting.
Yeah, he blew it. I don't know what he slipped on or what he drank that got him to that point, but
yikes.
I know
it
any
is
of his
quite
friends.
Ironic.
Yeah, any of his friends that know him, he got a whole new nickname now.
He gonna make it to the sink to put some water on his face.
Oh.
He figured out how to get it there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. So
my week been pretty good, man. I ain't got nothing that got me effed up this week. Like I said, it's been filled with, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, taking the kids back to, getting them prepared for school and just
all right.
Getting them in their zone and they mode, their routine, and it's been all good and all love, you know what I'm saying? Teaching them, we still been tying shoes. They can't get the they'll wrap it, they'll make eggs, they're tied around their finger, they do the bunny ear, they'll make it tied around their finger, but they can't pull it out. You hear me?
Yeah.
So, been a struggle.
All right. What about you, Wan? What got you effed up this week?
Well, it's kind of crazy that you picked the toilet guy to be what got you effed up this week. Because
don't tell me you fell face first in your toilet.
I did not.
Oh, okay. All right.
I did not. But with that being said, this morning I was having a morning and I overslept a bit. So I was rushing. And so I didn't have time to throw on no lashes. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to put on mascara. Pat on up mascara, no problem. So I grab my makeup case and I sit it on the counter, open it up, take my mascara out and put my makeup on. I'm putting on my mascara. It's not makeup. I just have my mascara. So I'm putting my mascara on, putting it on. Your girl top heavy. It is what it is. I bumped my makeup case and everything flipped over into the toilet this morning. Like everything, my brushes, everything. Well, my lashes didn't fall in, but my eyeshadow brushes fell into the toilet.
5-second rule.
But not from the toilet.
No, not from the toilet.
That don't work. 5-second rule don't work from the toilet.
No, and not on makeup brushes. And I was like, bro, like, really? Like, really? So I was like, and I was this close to being on time. This close. But my makeup fell in the toilet. So I run downstairs this morning on my bad knee. I run downstairs. I get some gloves out the kitchen. I run back upstairs, grab my makeup brushes out the toilet. I throw them in the sink, and I leave out for work. I come home from work for break, get ready to go in the bathroom to use the bathroom, and I looked in my sink, my makeup there. I just turned around, went downstairs to the girls' bathroom because I was pissed off. Like all these makeup brushes, I have to throw away. And then I come home from work for the day, and right. And I was like, so I just sucked it up. I went downstairs, got my Lysol wiped off like the eyeshadows and the lip glosses, the stuff that didn't get, like that was placed in a container that didn't get it. So I wiped everything off with Lysol wipes. And I just looked at my makeup brushes in the trash can because I had to throw them away. There was no saving those. I'm not trying to get pink eye from a toilet.
I'm just saying, I
Like,
thought 5
bruh,
seconds
so
would
I'm
work
about
for
to go spend
everything.
some money that I don't have on eyeshadow brushes because I mean that's the only makeup I wear, and those are the brushes that I had. So I mean, I had them for a while, so it must have been time. That was God saying, "It's time
God's
to
trying
throw
to
these
tell you.
away, my child. It's time for them to go." So, but it did get me to a good point. I was able to clean out my makeup case. I threw away all the old makeup I didn't use. So, you know, I just got to buy new brushes now.
All right. Darvin, you better quit messing with Triller. Cause they out here messing up all people
What?
money coming. That ain't good.
Oh, cuzzo, I'm gonna have to inbox you. I got some work around here that need to be done.
I'll tell you what
Yeah,
got me effed up.
I need a quote.
What got me effed up this week is having to go back and forth between my house and a hotel because our water's been off for over a week now.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the reason why it's got me effed up is because not only do I have to go somewhere else to use the toilet, but when it's time for me to drive back to the hotel and at night, we got big ass animal out here. It's deer and it's some big ass, I mean, huge wild pigs that
Oh
would
my
tear your
God.
car up. There's coyotes.
You better
Uh,
get you a gun, a BB gun.
no, but I can't shoot them while I'm riding.
That's true.
And the worst part is they are like their hair is pitch black, so you can't see them. You can't see them in the road until you own them. They
Oh my
blend in.
God.
It's a little country road that I gotta
Look, I'm
drive
probably
down,
gonna go to Five Below.
and it's I so I'm tired of having to, and it's about a 35-40 minute drive from my house to the hotel I'm staying
Oh,
yeah, that sucks.
at, and I gotta I
definitely
gotta pack
sucks.
up. Got to pack up my Xbox and everything every night because I'll be damned if I leave it in the hotel room and somebody
I
take
know
my
that's
shit.
right.
Then I gotta go and start like tossing the whole staff up until somebody give me my like threatening families because you ain't gonna just steal from me. I work hard for my shit. So I done already played the whole and peeped out the whole staff who be upstairs cleaning up and everything. And I'll be like, oh, let me just take my stuff with me.
Yeah,
So,
what's old girl name on on Ozark that stole Marty damn money? Ruth.
oh, Ruth, yeah.
She
Hey,
got some of them at the hotel.
and I hope not, but I know you just never know with people. Somebody might be
That's
hard
true.
up for cash. It's
That's true.
inflation happening, and they be like, "Damn, that's an Xbox One X." I'm finna.
Bruh, inflation, bacon is $8 freaking dollars.
That's all I'm saying. So I take every
Bacon?
morning. Every morning I leave, I get my little book bag and pack my clothes back up and throw everything in and look at my ride and be like, well, let's go ahead and get after it. It's time again.
Mm,
So it's
mm.
been happening for over a week, and I know the powers that be, they are actually doing the best they can to get everything taken care of. So
Yeah, I see our co-hosting came back. You know what I'm saying? It's
What
time
up,
for us to
baby?
go. Stop. That's crazy. Our little co-hosting came back. I gotta go.
Right. He already said that this is podcast too.
right,
And it
right.
is.
We finna get
And
off,
it
son.
is.
Final thoughts. Final thoughts. So Dirk can get to what he got to get to, and then we're gonna play this outro. We're gonna take y'all out on the outro. Yeah, if you wasn't on when we first hopped on, you missed the new intro theme
The
song.
new
Yeah.
intro.
So you'll
I
hear a little bit of
love
it on the way
it.
out. You hear a little bit of it on the way out. So final thoughts, Wanda, what you got?
Don't forget to brush your floss twice a day.
Please.
Super duper important.
Anytime.
Super duper important. Also, if you got big boobs, do not put your makeup case on the edge of the counter and with your toilet seat up. Okay, let's not do that. Also, don't forget to hug somebody, love everybody, and wishing all the kids going back to school a safe and happy school year.
Absolutely. What you got, Dirk?
I just want to say, respect the people. You know what I'm saying? Like Wanda said, take care of them kids. It's time to go back to school. Get it in. Like and subscribe.
Guys, for more
Yeah, I
and
gotta change
more.
that. I gotta change
For
it back.
more and more and more.
Like and subscribe. Family Bloodline
Like and
Podcast.
subscribe.
And I guess the only thing I got tonight is it's easy to do good. It's easy to do good. It's easy to accept people and love people. And you don't always have to have it reciprocated. Do it because it's the thing to do. Let's normalize loving each other a thing. Let's normalize that. All right. So in the wise words of
Hold
Russell
on,
Simmons.
Titus and Tobias.
My bad, cousins. Look,
Hi, my
cousins, what y'all
baby.
got?
Can y'all say like and subscribe for me?
Subscribe and one more. And for YouTube channel.
Bloodline.
Thank
YouTube
you.
channel. Thank you. Yeah.
For more
Absolutely.
details.
Yes. So in the wise words of Russell Simmons, thank y'all for watching. Thank you for coming out. God bless and
Good night.
good night.
Bye.
One time for the one